Genesis will be a fully electric luxury brand coming out of Korea by 2025. Today I'm bringing you the all-new electric G80 sedan. Let's get into it. I freaking love how the G80 looks, and that's the electric version aside. The G80 is a stunning classic luxury sedan, and there's no doubt about it, even in this electric form. The only thing that's really different is going to be, well, these wheels are probably exclusive, these 19-inch wheels. You pop this guy open with a little G on front. You can do your quick charging here. You also do your trickle charge at home. You can also, of course, plug it a level 2 at home if you have it. Love the Genesis badge. The solid grille here. No, there's not a gasoline engine underneath, so we just need this piece to be aerodynamic while looking badass, and it does that. Of course, the split daytime running lights and headlights look great. We get along to the side. You also have the blinkers integrated into the side of the vehicle. It's just an amazing looking sedan. Back to the charging system, 800 volts. So you can charge this thing from 10 to 80% in a little over 20 minutes. You can also do vehicle to load. There's an extra cord in the trunk for that. And this vehicle, even from the back, looks just like the normal G80, except it doesn't have exhaust tips. It doesn't say 2.5 turbo or 3.5 turbo. You press this little button here. Automated trunk. Now this is the Prestige model. This is the only way we're getting this G80 at launch. We have a little bit less space in here for the battery pack system as well as electric motors. So you see this hump in the back. Luckily you have a ski port if you want to use that underneath. That's where your normal charging cord is going to be, as well as your vehicle to load. There's your 12-volt battery. So pretty easy to jump start this thing. Well, I don't know. I don't even think about jump starting an electric vehicle with a dead traction battery. Underneath the hood of the G80 electrified, we have a pretty cool engine presentation here. Of course, this doesn't have a gasoline engine or a diesel in here. We have 2 electric motors, one on the front, one on the back, 365 horsepower, one for each day of the year, and over 515 pound-feet of torque. Ranges around 280 miles, but I'm going to do some estimations when I'm done driving this on this longer drive today to see how far I could stretch that with the type of driving I do. 0 to 60 we'll find out here in a little bit. Should be able to crack 5 seconds, no problem. I'm going to close this up so we can get on the inside. Let's start with the back seat, because when we're talking about luxury sedans, it better be a very accommodating, comfortable back seat. Of course, the materials, the comfort is going to be there. So let's get inside, and the car is on. So the seat is pulled up a little bit where I had it set up for my height at 6'1". We have a hard but still a soft back to the rear seat here. Nice mat pocket on each side. We have a triple climate control, so dual up there, an additional climate control for back here, so that's pretty cool. We also have sunshade control. Pretty neat, I guess. Nicely tucks in back there. Of course, we have a real soft headliner down here, but of course across the top, no, we don't have a glass panel roof on here, so that does take away some natural light coming in. But it should also make the vehicle a little bit lighter too, which makes it get better range. If you have some VIP customers in here, you can move your seat with these buttons. This is pretty standard Genesis fare at this point. Not a completely flat floor in here, but we have a very small little tunnel going to the back. Still a good amount of leg space overall. Side sunshades as well. No, they're not automated, they're manual, but they still do the job. Door panel here is gorgeous, and we're gonna hop on the front because, man, is it a nice experience, not only in the back, but this is, and these door slams, my God, sound great. Are they auto closing? Yes, they're automatic closing. Let's show that one more time as you enjoy the Tasman blue paint color. It looks more green to me, but we're gonna get on the inside of the G80 electric. Big Lexicon speaker here. Sound system actually is really good on this model. It's not the loudest, it's not the heaviest hitting, but overall sound quality overall is excellent. Door panel here is just exquisite. Just close that. Excellent sounding door slam. And oh man, what we got in here is an absolute treat. So let's start with the materials. Not only do we have this excellent quality white leather like I showed you in the back seat, it's like silky smooth. I just love running my hands through it. We have this really neat, looks like a stone or a marble pattern on the interior of this vehicle. The trim is exquisite. I've never seen anything like this before. It's almost like wood or wood chips kind of smashed and melted together with a nice light finish to it. It's so hard for me to describe, other than it looks really excellent, and I've never seen anything like it in any other vehicle. The steering wheel, I'm a big sucker for Genesis steering wheels, and there's no change here. I love the two-tone, the stitching's great. It's so soft, I love just squeezing it. The girth is right, and we also have these paddle shifters to adjust your one pedal driving or your regenerative braking. I love all the controls as well. Everything feels like it's in the right place. Volume here, presets here, cruise control on this side. Everything here just feels super natural, and I can fly through here if I want. It shows me my efficiency as well as other things, digital speedometer. This MID behind here, by the way, has a 3D effect. I turn it off because it makes it harder for me to read. I don't want any gimmicks going on while I'm driving. I want my information to be easily read. And we also can change this by changing the drive modes. I can use this rotary dial to select different things. This will take me to charging stations, so that's always up. You can also see how your range is affected by your climate, as well as what it would be if it were off, as well as you could do vehicle to load and things like that. And I already clicked this so you can see your different EV charging metrics. Pretty amazing implementation overall to this 14-inch screen. So when I'm driving, I just leave this up because I just like knowing the basic metrics here. What's my battery charge? Even though I can see it down here, these numbers correlate with the AC usage mileage. Climate control works excellent. The only thing that I wish would be different here is if this had a 3-stage auto setting like other Hyundai and Kia products. Instead, I'd have to press low, medium, or high. So it's just more work for me instead of just hitting the auto button over and over to adjust the fan speed. Other than that, it works great, looks great, it's pretty. Press this button for 360 camera, shows you right there. This also has the smart park feature, so I can move the vehicle forward and back while I'm outside if I wanted to. Driving the Genesis G80 electrified using one pedal driving. It's very smooth, and I prefer to be in eco mode. It just gives me the smoothest experience. It's not always the most powerful mode. I feel like you're probably working with like 100 less horsepower, it feels like in eco mode, but to me it's just the smoothest. Even though comfort mode is another like strange mode where it doesn't feel that much different than sport mode to me. It's just like super fast if you want it to be. Now we have a bigger battery pack in this vehicle than what you see like in the GV60, for example, or the Ioniq 5 or the EV6 from Kia. This has about 10 more kilowatt hours to it, which gives this vehicle up to like 280 miles of range. And I think in best case scenario, I could probably get like 290 miles of range with like, you know, perfect conditions, not too hot out, not cranking the AC too much, and me not accelerating like a bat out of hell. I think 290, 300 could be doable. Taking it around the turn here, it's not a performance car. Even though it's fast as hell to like 50, 60 miles an hour, this feels like a luxury car, and that's exactly what I want this car to feel like. I don't want it to try too hard to be something super sporty when it's not. This to me feels like a perfect luxury sedan from the future. I don't really have any charging issues with this because you can do 10 to 80% in 20 minutes with 350 kilowatt charger. You have 0 to 60 in about pretty much any circumstance between 4.5 to 5 seconds. We'll do one up here. I've done a few earlier. One was like just under 4.5, and most of them are around 4.6, 4.7, which is just crazy fast whenever you want it. And we're gonna do one here. We're gonna put it into sport mode. Come to a stop here. One pedal driving stops the car for you, nice and smooth. Kind of levels out that stop and go. I feel like you get that full surge of power around like 20 miles an hour. Then it gives you the full beans. Otherwise, you'd just be roasting tires more than likely. So that 0 to 60 right there was 4.85, and that's like my slowest one. And that might have been slightly uphill as well. So get back on the brakes. The brakes are excellent here. It doesn't have any of that funny like downshifting that you have in other Genesis products that cuts into the brake feel, of course, because this is an electric vehicle with just one speed. And go again. There we go. I think that was a better launch there. Whenever I hear the tires like just give under the crazy torque on it, we get faster acceleration. It's typically when the front tires feels like it's giving up a little bit of traction. Yes, we got 4.62 to 60. So I think 4.5 to 4.6 regularly is what this vehicle can put down, which is plenty enough. It feels like the perfect V8 sits underneath this car, just without the amazing V8 sound. That's the kind of power and acceleration you get from this vehicle, and it definitely feels like a futuristic electric car. Comfort is amazing in here, except with this battery pack, it does raise the seats up quite a bit. So like my eye line feels like it's like at the top of this rear view mirror. So I have to lean my seat back quite a bit so I don't get a double vision effect on the head-up display. So it's not the most ideal because I like to sit very upright in my vehicles. I just can't push this seat down low enough. We also have thigh extension on here. Like, these seats are amazing. They're not over bolstered. Just lets you know, like, hey, this vehicle is typically just meant for comfort with a ton of acceleration when you want it or need it. Road noise is pretty minimal overall. You get quite a bit of white noise in here, but it is a pretty pleasant experience. You did hear, of course, that huge, dump truck come by, whistling by, but it wasn't like, it doesn't feel like it was going to blow me off the road with the sound or anything. So the last electric sedan-ish vehicle that I drove was the Polestar 2 that was like a liftback. This vehicle outclasses it, other than maybe just raw acceleration that had, I don't know, 40 more horsepower. It had like 400 horsepower if I remember correctly, like 408 maybe to be exact. This, I don't feel like really it's that much slower. Maybe from 50 to 60 as you're accelerating from a stop, that Polestar is a little bit quicker. But hey, this is a luxury car. It has all the acceleration I want. 0 to 60 in around 4.5 seconds. And it has so much more luxury and it's just way more comfortable and better built and better, like, just all the attention to detail in this vehicle is just in a completely different class than that Polestar 2. The technology though in the Polestar 2 was incredible with the big tablet screen, but I do actually prefer this setup with all my, functional controls for climate control right here as well. We got a little bit of rain, so luckily we did those 0 to 60s before it got too wet, and we're going to get rolling to the gas here. And I just love how the fueling is in eco mode. Setting the cruise control in this vehicle, super easy. You just press this button here on the steering wheel. It locks it in at the radar or the 58 miles per hour, but it also has the radar, which I can control right here. There's 4 different distances. It all pops up on the head-up display, fully color, by the way. When you also change your radio stations, those stations also pop up on the head-up display as well. The steering assist feature in here is excellent, like typical Hyundai Genesis products, and I could easily take this vehicle across the country. The seat comfort is excellent. So it's hard to find things that I don't like about this vehicle. I've talked about the seat height. I've talked about the lack of a glass roof. Maybe the price tag being, we don't know yet, but probably is going to be $75K around there. And we only get one trim level, so that's not ideal. But this trim level is amazing. This feels like the flagship of the G80 for sure. Smoothest, most luxurious version of the G80. And I feel like the electric G80 is what all electric cars should be in the future. They should look like a normal car. They should, when you get on the inside, function like a normal car. When you drive it, it should drive like a normal car, just with instant power and response. Like, this vehicle is pretty much a perfect luxury car in terms of the basics, the looks, the materials, the driving mechanics, the smoothness, the comfort, and the power. And this is a great start for Genesis into electrification. Yes, there's the GV60, which is going to cost a little bit less than this vehicle, but I know there are variations that are just as quick, and if not quicker than this one. But it has a smaller battery pack. Range isn't going to be as good as the nearly 300 miles that we have here. But with Genesis being electric, fully electric by 2025, like, if their vehicles are this good now, in 3 years from now, they're going to be even better. So I'm just really excited for the future of Genesis because this vehicle is phenomenal. I'm just really, really happy driving it. I want to go on a long trip. It's very pleasant, very comfortable, and just smooth as hell. And that's what I want out of a luxury car: comfort and smoothness and just nice quality. This vehicle does it all. And I'm going to end it there. What are your questions about the electric G80 from Genesis? If you enjoyed today's video, casual little drive along, driving Miss Daisy in the G80, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more Genesis news and reviews. I'll also pop up that number for you guys on what my calculated range here is today from start to finish after I get home. But I'm going to end it there. Have a good one. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and peace out.